Hello folks, Sean Mize here, and today I'm going to do literally a live demonstration of writing an email campaign. So I want to kind of set down what the goals are for this particular campaign and the kind of the purpose of writing it on screen, etc., etc. So the first thing is it's going to be the plan is to be a long-term 35-day email campaign. Now I'm wanting to do this as a single demonstration so that you can view the video, you can see exactly how it's done in real time, not some I want to be real careful as I do this, and I'll share more as we kind of go through here. I want to be real careful that this video isn't something that is doctored up to make it just look a whole lot easier than it really is. I'm going to do this in real time. I've done one step ahead of time, and I'll show you that step. Everything else is going to be live on screen. If there's problems, we'll deal with them right there on screen. I'm guessing I can pull a 35-day email campaign off in the length of this video. If I can't, and it's 14 days instead, you'll certainly be able to see where I'm going with it, and you'll be able to see what could happen if you just wrote 21 more, or whatever the case is. And some of the emails are going to be real short, so it's going to be easy to do. Okay. The purpose of this campaign is to be a back-end campaign when after somebody purchases a low-priced entry item. This is going to be something that will promote various next level products. Now, I typed in here entry level, and when I was thinking along the lines of entry level, I really mean entry level for my list. Okay, and this is really designed to go to people that are either fresh subscribers, okay, non-buyers, or have purchased something that's real low ticket. So these are going to be entry level products. Now, remember, this is one campaign. I have multiple campaigns. Another campaign that would go on top of this would be, let's say somebody purchases an entry level product for, let's say, $197. Then they would go into a different long-term campaign. They'd be removed from this campaign, or they may not be removed from this campaign. It just kind of depends on the product. They could be removed from this campaign and then put into another campaign that promotes, say, intermediate or advanced products at higher levels. Those campaigns would work exactly like this one. The way this will work is it'll be rotated after an initial 7-day campaign. So I want you to imagine that somebody buys product A for, let's say, just a low ticket affiliate price of, say, $10. They will get then a 7-day upsell campaign for maybe a $100 or $200 product that is related to whatever they initially purchased. Then after the 7 days, they will roll into this 35-day campaign. This allows me to have 50 different front and low ticket items, each one of them having a 7-day campaign, but they don't have to be 42-day campaigns. They can each be 7-day campaigns, and then everybody, no matter what product they buy, can be rolled into this 35-day email campaign. Okay, I'm not building any tracking into this. You can layer it in later, so you're going to see me use the links I use. Now, we could create tracking links for these. We could literally have a tracking link for day 1, for day 2, day 3, and then we could see exactly what day people purchased on. And that may be something I layer in later. I think that that's a time-intensive thing that really won't serve our purposes in terms of teaching you how to create this email campaign as quickly as possible. This is also something we can add emails in the future. Say in the long run, we say, boy, the email on day 21, we don't like this email. Let's get rid of it and write a new one. I can make this a 42-day campaign in the future. I can add 7 days to it, etc., etc. It kind of going back to what I was sharing earlier, this demonstration is not designed to be a pretty demonstration. It's real life functional. You're literally seeing what's going on my screen as it goes on. And that's really the way it's designed to be. I want to make this something that when you get done, you'll be able to say, you know what, if Sean did it, I can do it too. There's nothing hidden. It's all right there. Okay, here's a note. I am going to use Infusionsoft because that's what I use as my primary autoresponder. But you can do this with Aweber or GetResponse or GWO or anything else. Also, I want to be real upfront. The purpose of this video is not to teach you how to use Infusionsoft. I'm just using Infusionsoft for demonstration purposes, and I'm not going to teach how to do each one of the steps I'm doing in Infusionsoft. I'm just going to do it in Infusionsoft. You'll see it being done, but you can do it in anything else. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to do actually is go to Aweber and just show you that you could do this in Aweber. So this is an Aweber follow-up message campaign, okay, and there's 9 messages here. Okay, if I wanted to put the 10th message in, I just click new HTML message, and then I could type that message in. Now, I'm not going to, and so there, it's loading it right now. So I'm not actually going to create a message. I just wanted to show you what this would look like and show you that I have the ability to do that when that were to load. Okay, what I am going to do is do it here in Infusionsoft, and I'm going to do it in the new campaign builder. So we're just going to create a campaign from scratch. Like I said, I'm going to try to be as transparent as possible about this so that you're able to copy and follow this. Okay, again, I'm using different software than you may be using. If you're using GetResponse, hey, you need to go through their tutorials and learn how to do it there. So we're going to name this campaign the general, how about low ticket upsell 35-day campaign. Okay. Now, I will know in the future if I make this then a 42-day campaign, I don't have to rename this. I'll just know that this is my general low ticket upsell campaign. So there's my campaign. And I'm going to start this out with the goal. And then I'm going to put a sequence in. Now, the way I'm going to build this, folks, if you're not familiar with, you'll get this as we're going through here, okay? But if you're not familiar with Infusionsoft's campaign builder, what this is going to allow me to do, and these could be any length of time, but I'm going to create 7-day sequences. Okay, so this one is going to be the first 7 days. And the reason for this is if you put 35 days all in one sequence, you can't see all the days real easy on your screen and it becomes cumbersome. So what I like to do, third 7 days, what I like to do is to break it up like this. Okay, so you can do it any way that you want to. But this is going to give me 35 days. This is also going to allow me, let's say we only get through 2 sets of days. You're still going to be able to see exactly how it's done. It's really easy to do. Okay, so we come in here. Let's go ahead and tie these together. Okay, and so what will happen is as soon as somebody finishes 7 days, they'll go to the next 7 days. Okay, so if we were to compare this, so many of you probably use Aweber. So if we were to compare this, let's say to Aweber, you could imagine this first 7 days is the same as, and for some reason this just isn't coming up, but we're not using it, so it's not concerning me that it's not loading. This is a 9-day campaign, so if you can imagine 9-day campaign right here, well, this could be the first 9 days. It'd be exactly equivalent to doing this in Aweber. Okay, so let's open this up, and this will become more intuitive as we go through it. Okay, what we're going to do is we have this start, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag emails into here. Okay, now the way we do this, again, this is Infusionsoft. The way we do this is we put a timer between each email. Okay, and basically the timer tells us when we run it. You'll see that in just a moment. Okay, so again, this is not an Infusionsoft tutorial. But if you were learning Infusionsoft, you'd probably learn a thing or two here. Okay. Let me just check something here. Okay. So I'm going to put 7 emails in each one of these because that's what we said we'd do. That's the plan. How many do I have? That's 5, right? This gives us 6. Let's do one more. Okay, so by now you can already see this is beginning to fill up one page. If I were to do these all the way down, I can scroll as far down as I want. This thing is expandable, unlimited expandable, to the best of my knowledge. But we'd have something huge to work with. I like to be able to see everything I'm working with in one screen. and I can always go back to the campaign and then jump over to a different one. Okay, I'm going to try one thing here. Only because it's so. Okay, I tell you what I was doing, folks, is I'm still, honestly, I'm still learning the campaign builder, and I wanted to see if there's a way to just copy that sequence right over, so I could, now that I've drawn this out, I can copy this over 5 times. Doesn't look like that's the case. So this is our 7-day sequence. We're going to do 5 of these, and you know, I like to do things in batch, so I'm going to go ahead and just do 5 of these right now. We're just going to build them out. It's just a little time consuming here, but I do like to work everything I do. I like to do it in batches. I find that it's faster this way in the long run. And really, it doesn't matter if those are straight lines or not. I want it to look right when I glance at it in the future. So that's 3 emails. So we need 4 more. Okay, that's 6 emails, so we need 1 more. Okay, so sure it looks like we're watching paint dry here, but let me say this, a lot of internet marketing is watching paint dry, if you think about it. Okay, so what's going to happen is when these campaigns are completed, then we'll be able to allow all of our marketing to happen on autopilot, because when somebody comes in to our email campaign, they'll go through each one of these sequences in order. We can switch these sequences around in the future as well, if we wish to. Let's say we find that one sequence performs really, really well. We may say, you know, let's move that sequence to an earlier part of the campaign. You know, we know that open rates and click-through rates are higher at the beginning of a campaign than they are later on in the campaign. So if we know that we have a particular sequence that's performing well, okay, that one's just showing up a little bit differently because for some reason I double-clicked on that. I shouldn't have. So if we see that we have one sequence that's performing better than other sequences, then we can take that sequence and we can move it earlier in our campaign. That's another beautiful thing about setting this up as sequences, because we'll be able to look at per sequence where people are in the sequence. Okay, so again, just watching paint dry here. Maybe 2 more minutes of this. Okay, now while I'm doing this, we'll kind of get into what I was planning to share later, which is what I've done is I've gone in and I've created a list of the products that I'm going to promote in this campaign. And I'll show you the list, and I think there's about 15 items on that campaign. Okay, now, obviously, they're the items that I've created. Okay, so they're my products. But let's just say that you're an affiliate marketer. Well, you could have 10 or 15 of your affiliate items that you're going to promote. Okay, now I'm obviously promoting mostly mine. I'm going to promote for one affiliate marketer, or I'm going to promote as an affiliate for one marketer. I don't do a whole lot of affiliate stuff. I tend to not promote unless I have a genuine relationship with somebody where I trust them, I trust their products, and you know, everything makes sense. And with the one marketer that you're going to see that I promote, everything makes sense. Okay, I trust him, he trusts me. I never have to worry about a customer not getting a good experience or anything like that. And that's not to say that that's not the case with hundreds of other marketers, but I just don't have those in place. Let's see, that's 5 emails, so we want 2 more. Okay, so this will be the final one. Okay, so now that we have this set up, move that back to campaign. This whole thing auto saves as we go. You'd see it's saving as we go. Oops, I went back to the list. I don't want to go back to, maybe I did not. Okay, so I'm going to open it up again. Now, what we're going to do is go to the list of the products that I'm going to promote. So we got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 10 of mine, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's mine. So we got 11 of mine and 1 of Marlon's. I'm going to move this. I only put it there because I remembered it when I was putting Marlon's together. Okay. So what we're going to do, we wanted to do 35 emails. And what I'm actually going to do here, because I want this to sort of be a master list, and then I want to be able to work with this list, I'm going to copy and paste this list down to a new page. Okay, and then, so like I said, we're just starting from scratch. The only thing I did was pulled my list. I don't want to take 45 minutes of video time to do that. Okay, I don't have these in any specific order, and so I'm probably not going to put them in any specific order in here. But the idea here is that as people go through my list, I want to expose them to different products of mine so that hopefully they'll buy them. But I want to do this in a non-salesy fashion. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 100 to 500 word emails that teach some topic, and then I'm going to say, hey, if you want to learn more, then you can get, you can buy it, or you can try this out, or what. You'll see the language that I use as I go through. Okay. You may say, well, why have you chosen these products as opposed to a lot of your other products? Well, these are the low ticket products. These mostly range from, I think one of them's a 37. Most of these are 77 up to maybe $200, or the gold membership and the coaching, I think in this right here, right now, is 97 a month or something like that. Okay. These are some of the best offers in terms of people get the most out of them. And something I've really done lately in my marketing is I've taken products even out of my funnel if they convert well, but clients don't seem to get as much out of them. So they don't get as much growth. I've just been pulling them out and making more of a commitment to, if I've got something that really people do really well with. So for example, this Expert in 30 Days, people buy that. It's incredible training and people just love it. They just eat it up. I mean, they really grow when they study that training. The conversion rate on it's really horrible. And so what I'm doing is saying, hey, I'm going to promote it anyway, regardless of the conversion rate. And then we'll maybe write a new sales letter for it, or do split testing optimization, et cetera, to get it to convert better. But the idea really is I want to have the best products for people's lives to be changed, rather than just going for whatever the highest conversion is. So it's a bit of a growing process as you move through this. Okay, now if you were doing this and you only have one of your own products, you're probably going to want to go out and find some people that you can sell for, become an affiliate for. And of course, this training's not about affiliate marketing, so I'm not going to teach all that. So the question is, where are we going to start our campaign? Okay, so because of the fact that this is a 35-day campaign that's going to follow on the heels of, say, a 7-day campaign of something somebody bought at low ticket, we don't know where everybody is in their business. Okay, but what we do know is that they're probably trying to build their business, and they probably have some of the normal common problems. So I'm just going to type in here, what are some of the normal common problems people have in building their business? So traffic's a big problem. Emails are a big problem. Products are a big problem. Promoting affiliate products are a big problem for people that want to do that. Okay. Profit's a problem. Okay, so profit. Okay, these are all problems. Okay, now what I'm going to do is say, which one of these do I want to start with when I write emails? I think I'm going to start with profit. Why? Because profit's the most important thing, and yet hardly anybody talks about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the first email is going to be about profit. Okay, so let's write an email about profit. How about, is it confusing, as a subject line, is it confusing to get to a profitable place online? Okay, and then we'll just write the email as a question mark. So that's your subject line. We'll write the email. I'm not going to do a whole lot of fancy notation here, and we're just doing the work. When I do the work, I don't do a whole bunch of fancy notations. I'm just going to type, and it is what it is. So is it confusing to get to a profitable place online? I'm just going to kind of dictate and type. You'll see it. We'll copy and paste it in as an email in a moment. And now I'm going to copy this as the first line in the email itself. If you aren't, in fact, I'm not even going to dictate. I think you'll be able to read right along. You'll be cool. Maybe I will speak. Maybe we'll go faster that way. So there's just so much focus. Okay, so what you can see here is at the end, I've asked some questions for people to think about. I've really taken this away from being a selling email. It's very much a content email. Okay, and then I'm giving them a reason to read my email tomorrow. And so tomorrow's email is gonna run on the tails of this. And one of the things you're gonna see when I write emails if I'm writing a campaign, if I write a single email, I don't do this, but if I'm writing a campaign, I'm going to write these emails all in a single document so I can read through it like a story. Okay? And then I'm going to sell something. P.S. If you're thinking, hey, my real weakness right now is I don't have a repeat selling system in place, you might be interested in my powerful email mastery training where I teach you how. And then we're just going to copy and paste the link for the email mastery training. Okay, so this is email 1, and now we'll do email 2. So now in email 2, it's going to be really easy. I'm just going to continue the final discussion. Okay, so why don't we just say, are your clients getting value out of what they are buying from you? So this can be your subject line. Now, once again, I'm going to open with the same line. Okay, I personally find that I get more results from my emails when I do this. I don't want to go into a lot of detail on the psychology on it. You probably can figure that out on your own pretty easily. If you Okay, so let's hint at what rule number 2 is. Effective selling to be revealed tomorrow. I want to keep people reading my emails, right? So I'll sign it. And now let's have another PS. Okay, so we say PS. Now what could we sell that's related to this value? Notice, folks, with the exception of, even with this first email, I'm writing based on what I think that people need to learn about, and then I'm plugging the right product in for this. I'm not looking at this and saying, okay, expert in 30 days, let's write an email. Now, you could. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I personally believe that when I write emails from this perspective, the perspective of how can I give my readers the best value and then plug the link in, I'm getting a better email out of myself. Everybody's different, so you got to do what works for you. But if we're here at results for clients, what could we promote here? I tell you what, I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do this 100K secret. Okay, it's a bit of a higher priced type of thing. Okay, P.S. If you want to focus on both client results and profitability, take a look at this. I'm going to even write on here, don't buy it. Just read the page and learn. Okay, it's a little expensive for early on in the campaign. They're not going to buy it anyway this early in the campaign until they get to know me better. So I'm just going to tell them not to buy it. Just read the page. I want them to get something out of reading the pages. Okay, and then maybe we'd have something else. Forget what this is advanced foundational type of training. I'm going to tie this in right here with a PPS. So we'll do okay, so that's our second email. Now let's go to email 3. Okay, so we go to email 3. We're just going to continue the discussion. Where are we at? Rule number 2, effective back-end selling, right? So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to copy and paste what's there. That's going to be my new subject line. My body is be the same thing. Do you have an effective email selling system in place? As you know from the last couple of emails, rule number 1 is you must get results for your clients. Rule number 2 is you have to have, I'm just going to type now. Okay, so now we're going to come up. I'm going to promote email mastery in here because this is all about the whole back end selling thing. Okay, kind of like this. That is my back end selling training. Yeah, I know it's called email mastery. Okay, so notice in this I had an opportunity to kind of put the link in earlier, so we can skip doing it later. I don't need to put it in later. Okay, now remember, you don't know this yet, but in my emails, I'm going to have a signature that's going to kind of be set in Infusionsoft. It might change from time to time. There's going to be a link or two probably in that signature on all the emails anyway. Okay? And now I'm leading into what tomorrow's going to be. Okay, so how about tomorrow? Our email says today, working on traffic. And then our email says traffic. Okay, let's do 3 steps. What could 3 steps be? Okay, that's the formula, really, if you think about it. Okay, now I'm going to do it, by the way, the best traffic trainings on earth is made by my friend Marlon Sanders. Check it out here. Okay, so where's Marlon Sanders' traffic product? It's his traffic dashboard. Okay, now for the sake of time, I'm not gonna do any tracking with that link or anything, but probably I'd make that a prettier link in Infusionsoft if I wasn't doing this on video and really wanting to do this as quickly as possible so it's not totally boring to you. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to close this out. How about doing a PS that's not sales related? Okay, so what's my email going to be about tomorrow? This right here. It'd give me a great place to start, right? Okay, so I don't even know what that's email 4 then, right? Okay, so this is email 4. Okay, so the next one's going to be email 5. What's it going to be about? How about where do your prospects hang out? Boy, talk about spelling error. Let's fix that. Okay. Yes. If you didn't check out Marlin last night, take 5 minutes now. Okay. And there's that link again. Hey, watch this. I'm going to do something crazy here. By the way, Marlin's training is way better than mine, but you might learn something just from reading the goofy sales page. Okay, so where's the sales page for my traffic product? I have a few, but the one I'm going to promote in this sequence is Post Panda Traffic. And that goes right here. Okay, so what number are we on? That's email 5. Okay, so email 6, we're going to, what did we tell them we were going to do on email 6? How to start talking to them. How to I'm tying this into yesterday. I really want to build the idea that people are being involved in a conversation with me and not just individual emails that are being pounded out. What I hope is that maybe somebody didn't read yesterday's email 5, that they're going to read this and they're going to go, wow, yesterday you talked about something. Maybe I should go look for that email. I really want people to get involved in my emails. I don't want them to read one email and it just is a single email, just like what they're getting from a lot of other people. Okay? Then there's a few people out there that really tie their campaigns together the way that I do, but let's face it, most people don't. You know, it's a single email, and hey, I do it too. Okay? I mean, there's times when I just wake up in the morning, I go, you know what? I have a thought for my subscribers, and I just hit send, and that thought goes out. Okay? We really want, in this campaign, especially these first 35 days, we really want to tie people in. Okay, so yesterday we talked about finding where your prospects hang out. Okay, this is really only email 6. We had email 6 here. Okay, by the way, if you want detailed step-by-step instructions for like 17 different traffic sources, okay, this is going to be Marlon's. And folks, be honest with you, I normally wouldn't promote somebody else's as early on in the campaign, so I may end up changing the number. So I might change, starting with these traffic ones, I might be, I'll switch these out later to a different number. So instead of being email 6, it might be, instead of being email 6, this may be like email 18. But again, this is just something we'll fix later. Okay, so let's talk about forum traffic. Okay, let's see where we're at with. So that's email 7, right? Which we're gonna renumber these in a few minutes anyhow. Okay, but let's go ahead and number it so we know we have it. Email 7. We're gonna probably make these later on. We'll plug some other emails in the meantime. Okay, so again, I really wanted this to be something where you could see how it's actually done, and it doesn't always come out perfect if it's not scripted. And of course, this isn't, because when we're creating a real campaign, we often aren't. Move to the next page, communicate with them via email. Let's see if there's anything else we wanted to teach them about traffic, where your prospects hang out. I think that's good enough for traffic. Okay, so okay, and here we're going to put a link to mine and to Marlon's. And we still may leave these in here. I'll tell you, I like the way Marlon converts. Another thing that's real useful is, and the more I think about it, we just leave these here, because that product actually creates third-party credibility for me, because I'm actually mentioned in that sales letter. So it creates third-party credibility. So yeah, we're just going to leave these where they are. We felt good about them at the beginning. Let's continue to feel good about them. Okay, so now we've done traffic. What's next? We've done emails. We've done traffic. What's next? Okay, now just looking at the time, I think we've gone about, if I had to guess, 45 minutes. I don't remember what time we started. So if I had to guess, we've gone about 45 minutes. I don't want this to be an 8-hour video or anything, so we're probably not going to do 35 emails here, but I want to do more than 7. I want to show you at least doing a full sequence and then doing a half of another, and my guess is you'll be able to see, hey, it's something that can certainly be done. You've seen me do 10. Obviously, I'll do more. Let's do product creation next. Okay, so the idea is going to be product creation. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, that's my subject line. How do you like that? So email 8. So far, we've been talking about emails and traffic, both necessary to make sales. But if you don't have anything to sell, you can't sell. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to be talking about products. So let's do this. So today, I'll teach you the basics of creating your own product. Now I'm going to do something interesting here that's different. By the way, if you don't want to create your own product, you just want to sell other people's, then don't read this email. Instead, read this page. Now, this page is my training on how to create an affiliate selling business. Okay? Somebody can create a business selling affiliate products using that training. They don't need to read this email, read this page. Okay? So if you are still reading, I guess that means you want to create a product. Right? Okay, here goes. 1, figure out what your prospects need. 2, create a product that gives them what they need. 3, sell it to them. 4, rinse and repeat. By that, I mean, once someone buys, find out what they still need, or Yeah, still need. And then create that second product. In the last, let's say, my first 5 years online, I created about 35 products. Almost every one was created in response to a client need. You can do the same thing. 1 product per month. Okay, we're going to get them reading those old emails. We want them reading emails. Go to where they hang out. Then ask them what their biggest challenge is. Okay. Do not ask them what they want to buy. They don't tell you the truth because they don't know. But I know they will buy what solves their biggest challenge. So solve their biggest challenge and they will buy. Okay, now we're going to do it by the way. So we've sent them this email. Where's my product creation product? Mine is Black Belt Product Creation. By the way, if you like this so far, but want tons of detail on doing this, get my Black Belt Product Creation System. Okay. Being a little blatant there, I don't care. Okay. Tomorrow, I'll teach you the creation part. Till then. Okay. So this is email 8. So let's do email 9. And then I think we'll just round this out. I hope you'll agree that I've done this 8 times now. I'm doing the same thing every time. So you've certainly got the flavor of doing a 35 email campaign. I've just demonstrated the first 9. The other 26 are basically the same. So now what we're going to do, we're going to teach them in email 8. We did this. So email 9, we're going to teach them how to create the product. So email 9, how to create a product for sale fast. Okay, so yesterday we talked about how to find out what people want to buy. Today we'll learn how to create what they want to buy. Okay, obviously we are in the information niche, selling information. If you know what someone needs, you can create it. 3 choices. Print, audio, video. Audio is easiest. Use video if you have to show them, like in this video. Okay. Use print if you really don't want to talk, but it takes much longer. And that's it right there. So there's our 3 choices. So let's just write that. That's it. So that's kind of a weak email. But let's just close it out, and then we'll put the selling proposition in the PS. PS. Read this for more details about creating your product fast. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to find Marlon's sales letter training, which is this link here. Okay, so this is email 9. So now what we're going to do, we have 9 emails. Let's go ahead and copy and paste these emails into our system. Okay, so this is our first email. Go into here. This will be our first email right here. Now, what I'm going to do, just because this is going to be easier, I'm going to use a template from another one that I've done in the past rather than do all the template work over here. Okay, but I mean, if you're creating your first one, you're going to want to do it. Okay, I'm going to make this into a link. Looks like we need a line there. And then I'm going to copy and paste this up here for the subject line. And I'm going to copy and paste this whole thing for plain text. Okay, I'm going to send myself a test. Okay, and I'm not going to test it now. I read them later, and if I find that I don't like them, and I'm actually going to take the name out of the title for this. If I find that there's something wrong with a link, then I'll go back in and fix it later. It usually doesn't happen to me. Okay, I've done enough of them now. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the timer on. I'm going to say I'm going to make this one no delay. So this one will happen immediately on any day of the week. And have it run, so no delay, but have it run at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on whatever day that we're starting. Okay, so this is the delay timer for the next email. So yeah, this will run. Actually, I'm going to run this earlier because this is going to be a Friday. So there's one step we're going to put into here. I'm going to put in another timer in here. So I'm going to break this. I'm going to put another timer here. Okay. And let's move this over so we can see the arrows. I'm going to put another timer here, and this timer is going to say no delay, but run on a day of the week. Okay, I'm going to run this email, this first email, on Friday, on any month. So I'm going to run it on Friday. Any Friday, run on any Friday, and we're going to make that an 8 a.m. email. Okay, now, just give you some background here. The reason we're starting on Friday is because we're having a 7-day campaign. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are probably our prime selling days. So what we want to do is use Friday and Monday to kind of warm things up. So we have a Friday email, then we'll have a Monday email, then we're going to do a Tuesday, maybe a Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday. And then the following week will start again on Friday. Okay, now we could start this at any point. I like doing the pre-sell over the weekend. Okay, now again, with these sequences, they're not exactly 7 days long, but it's just a pattern that I tend to use, and I want to demonstrate it for you. So it'll be something that you'll be able to hopefully model. So that we'll run this on any Friday of any month at 8 a.m. So that means that this next email, we'll run it on Saturday. We'll leave it at 8 a.m. the following day. And since we're already in here, we'll do this email, but there's some more I want to show you in there. Okay, so this is going to be email 2. And I'm going to use that same template I used last time, only because I like the way it's formatted. And so I'll do that. Now with these, I'm going to make these clickable. They should show up as clickable anyhow. This is just a habit of mine. These should show up clickable in most emails, but if I put them in here, then I feel better about it. Okay, remember we're going to, actually in this case, I'm going to do this step next. The reason is because I want to harvest this line and I want it to still be on my notepad for naming the email later. If you remember when we named the email, I had to come back in here. I don't want to have to do that this time. Okay, so the email's sent. I'm going to click this as being ready. I go back to the sequence. Okay, now I'm going to name this email. And I'm just dragging it down below the line just a little so that we can, this doesn't get confused. Now you notice here the run at 8. If I don't change this to a 1-day delay, then it will run immediately. It run, at 8 a.m. Then the next one will run at 8 a.m. So we don't want that. And I'm going to run this earlier on Saturday. Don't have to, but I'm going to. Okay, so that's my Saturday email. So we started on Friday. So this would be Saturday at 6. So if we want the next one to run on Monday, then we'll go skip 2 days. So we'll skip 2 days and run on, let's just call it a weekday. It doesn't necessarily need to say that. I'm going to run this at like 2 in the afternoon. Okay, because Monday morning people are just kind of getting back to work. A lot of times your emails over the weekend or even early Monday will get buried. This will make this happen Monday. And I'm even going to put a note in here to let me know that this is Monday. Monday. Okay, we don't have to put that note in. I'm going to shrink it and drag it. There we go. So that tells me this is happening on Monday. So now this is going to be email 3. Do I have an effective back-end selling system in place? Okay, so same exact process. This is beginning to look like something you can copy. It's exactly the same thing every single day. And just think about this. I mean, we're looking at what, an hour and a half for this process. I've done 9 emails. Now, sure, it's going to take you a little bit longer the first time you do it, but writing a series of emails is not something that should take all day. Looks like I doubled up here. I hope I didn't do this on the other emails, but I'll find that when I get the tests, and then I'll fix it. I may not fix it. If it doesn't look bad, I probably won't fix it. Okay, that's ready. We'll go back to the sequence. Here's my title. I'm pulling the title. Ooh, I didn't mean to hit that again. I just want to hit this box right here. Okay, and all I'm doing here is creating some breaks so it won't run all on one line. Okay, so this one we ran on Monday at 2 p.m. We want Tuesday to run, I like 11 a.m. for Tuesday. Now this one I want to say no delay, and here's why. Because, actually let's make it hours. So if it was 2 p.m., I'm just going to say wait at least 4 hours and run at 11 a.m. and that will make it run tomorrow. So that this next email will run on Tuesday, which is what we want. So we come in here, we pull email 4. This one will run Tuesday. I'm going to use the same template. Now, a template is just one I've done in the past and saved it as a template. I could save these as templates if I wanted to. Frankly, I don't want a billion templates in the system to wade through in the future. Okay, so this needs to be a link. Just copy and pasting into the link area. Oh, I did this one wrong again, but that's okay. It'll all work. It's just a copy and pasting of this title. So send me a test so I can test it, make sure I like the way that it looks. Change that. Again, this is just real repetitive now, but I want you to see it being done. See if there's anything else I might like to comment on here. So now what we're going to do with Tuesday, we're going to run another email in the afternoon on Tuesday. So this email will say we really could have no delay. I'm going to put it in as wait at least 3 hours, run on a weekday, and we'll run it at, we did 11 a.m. Let's do 7 p.m. for Tuesday. Okay, there's no science to this. I just want this one to happen in the afternoon, in the evening. So we come up here and we'll pull email 5. Copy and paste in email 5. Let me just warn you, one of the things you'll fight as you're building your own lists like this, and you're doing this work, is boredom. Just be real honest with you, as I'm copy and pasting all of these in, I'm bored right now. Oops. Let's pull this again. I'm bored right now. Okay, now, if I weren't doing a video to show you how to do it, I might be tempted right now to quit for the day because I'm bored. I might be tempted to go check email. Might be tempted to check my voicemail or my texts as they come into my phone. But I'm not, because I'm doing this with you right now. Okay, now if I was doing it by myself, I'd have to guard against those things. And you have to guard against those things too. I don't know that there's an easy way to guard against them except to say you set out to make a goal and you say, I'm going to work on this. Well, you work on it until it's done, very similarly to what's kind of going on right here. So you just saw my Skype button pop up. That's a discipline issue for me, just not checking it, saying, you know what, somebody wants something, okay, but I'm not involved in that right now. Okay, so now what have we got here? Looks like I either counted wrong earlier. So this is Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So we want 7 emails in this week. I'm just going to skip Wednesday. So we're going to make this a Thursday 11 a.m. email. So now I need to wait. So the last email went out on 7 p.m. on Tuesday. So I need to wait at least one day. So one day, run on a weekday at 11. Okay, that should make it happen on Thursday. And this will be email 6. So kind of going back to, the idea that what I'm doing right now is frankly pretty boring. And the truth of the matter is, when you do it, it'll be boring as well. And it's really easy to get distracted when you're bored. If you work at home, television show is on, maybe people in your family want to spend time with you. And, everybody's got to kind of figure out what works best. I'm gonna actually X that out right there. Put it here, and then here we'll delete it. Okay, so we'll send this test. You got to cultivate that discipline, because if you don't, you won't be able to build a business. I mean, that's really the bottom line, because a lot of building a business borders on this boredom here. And we can talk all day about hiring people to do this for you. But what I've done in an hour and 15 minutes here. Okay, so now what do we want to do? We want to wait 4 hours. Okay, so minimum of 4 hours. We'll run it on a weekday at, we'll do 8 p. Let's do 9 p. Thursday. Let's do, we got an email going out Friday probably. Let's do 4 p.m. on the weekday. So that'll give us, that should be Thursday at 4 p.m. Get that email opening up, and this will be email 7. This will be the forum traffic email. Okay. I thought I had that email opening up. Maybe last I did not. Okay, so now we'll go use template. So this will be our 7th email. I think I'm going to demonstrate those last 2, just so that you get to see it. Okay. We'll paste this in. link in here. And we'll put this link here. Okay, I'm going to X this out, put it up here. I probably shouldn't have done it that way because I won't have it to copy and paste out. So let's put it in the plain text first. Now we'll come up here and X it out. Send the test. Oh, I just see kind of an error there. Let's fix it. And in plain text. Now, this is something that I should catch when I get these tests at my email. I'm not going to take the time to do it. It's self-explanatory. I'm just proofreading them and making sure the links work. Okay, so here we go. This is a 7-day email sequence. We make the assumption that it works. I'm going to turn this one on, make it ready. I'm not going to test it live here. So we come back to the campaign. We have this first 7 days is good to go. Now we'll go to the second 7 days. And what's going to happen here is when somebody finishes the first 7 days, they'll roll to the second 7 days. Okay, now we need to know where they came off of this campaign. They came off at Thursday at, I forget, 7 or 8 p.m. So now we're going to do email 8. That's a long email, huh? So we do email 8. Will be the first email on this next week. Let's go ahead and do the email first, and we'll come in here and we'll change the timing a little bit because we want to order it to start on Friday. Now remember, this Friday bit is just arbitrary. We could start it on any day of the week. We do want to probably be consistent. Why? Because if we're not consistent, we'll probably make some mistakes. We don't want to make mistakes here. We're going to make them anyway. So, mistakes are part of the business. We will make mistakes. What we want to do is minimize those mistakes. Okay, so we'll send test. I'm thankful there's only one more. You get to your 9th email, you will be too. Okay, so again, remember, this is going to be a 35 email sequence. You're seeing the first 9 written exactly the same way that the full 35 will be written. Same exact concept. Okay, now right here, what we're going to do is we're going to put a delay. Whoa, before I pull that, let's. Whoa, I don't like that. Okay, it's sitting over there. Let's break this line. Let's pull it over here. We'll attach them here. And then what we want to do is make this say no. We can say no delay. And weekday, we wanted it Friday. And let's do Friday at 8 a.m. I find earlier emails do better. I'm going to call this I'm going to call this a day of the week and call it Friday. Maybe I won't. We'll just call it just a weekday. So that way, if something gets off, it doesn't really matter that this occurs on Friday in reality. Okay, so if that was a Friday, though, maybe we want this one to run the next day at 6 a.m. So I'm going to call it wait at least 4 hours, run on any day, just in case this gets off. Remember, I may change a campaign in the future, and let's do this when it's 6, and I may not remember that something else is tagged to occur in a certain way. I want to set this up so it'll run smoothly even if I make a mistake. Because like I said, mistakes happen. We can't eliminate them. We can minimize the effects of our mistakes. So this will be the 9th email. This is going to kind of demonstrate to you those emails. Hopefully by now you've seen me do this so many times you are actually getting bored of seeing me doing it. And you'll probably be glad that you're not going to watch me do the next 26 in the campaign. But this is designed to be a 35 email campaign. Again, doing everything just like we were doing it. Moving this to the plain text. Okay, we'll send this to me. Okay, so at this point, we have 9 emails. So this looks like this is looking good as well. I'm going to turn it on. It won't actually turn on until I publish it, which I'm not going to do now. I don't need to. So those are the 9 emails, and you'll be able to kind of see how they run. What I want to do is pull up the Keynote and see if there's anything that I missed to share with you in doing this. But what you see now is, and let's pull up Pages actually to be able to see this. What I've done is I've created a 9 email sequence where each email flows naturally to the next one. There's very little active selling that's going on in here. We shouldn't get people as they're reading this feeling like, wow, all he's doing is selling. I mean, if somebody's not willing to accept a little link at the end of an email, they probably don't belong on your email list. Every single one of these emails is an educational email, and if you're wanting to learn from me in the email campaign, you certainly ought to be getting something out of reading this. Okay, and so then what I do want to do is pull over the Keynote and just make sure we've done everything, we talked about everything. Again, this is a long-term 35-day email campaign, and without making this an 8-hour video, we've done about an hour and a half here. You've seen 9 emails. You've seen me do a full 7-day rotation and begin the second one. It's just rinse and repeat after that. It promotes various entry-level products. There's no tracking built in, but you could layer that in. We come back here, if we look at one of these emails, you could put tracking in. If you use HyperTracker, or you can even use the tracking that's right in Infusionsoft or in Aweber, we could change this to a tracking link. Okay, I think that kind of goes out of the scope of what we're doing, so we're not going to do that here. This is something, obviously, you can add emails in the future. I could have 1,000 emails in this campaign if I wanted to, and really each sequence can hold as many as they want as well. I like to put 7 to 10 just so it's manageable. Again, this demonstration was not pretty, but it was real-life functional. So I think, folks, I think that sort of concludes a full demonstration of writing an email campaign. And now it's your turn. It's your turn to write your own email campaign and just follow along and do what I did.